Labs, so here's a video today on this gorgeous neon look that you can go for any occasion that you like. I've already prepped and primed my face with the Nivea Men's Balm Post Shave Balm, and I've already done my first impressions on it in another video. So getting straight into it, I'm going to go with my usual foundation, Revlon 330 in Natural Tan, and with my original beauty blender. I've tried to go as 100% drugstore as possible, so there's a Real Techniques blender that you can try. I've still not tried that one, but it looks really good from the reviews, hence why I bought it. So I thought I'd show you an alternative if you do not have the original beauty blender, but I'm sorry, I'm in love with my beauty blender. I totally forgot to use the other one. So basically I'm just dabbing that on my skin and just pressing it right in there. I like to do one side of the face at a time, and I'll work on the other side. So now we're going to go in with the concealer, and this is the Nyx HD Concealer in number 6. It's quite a light shade, great for under the eyes, and I put a T on the T-zone and around my lips just to help with the pigmentation, as you've probably heard me say many times before. I know I repeat myself a lot, but just for anybody that hasn't watched my videos, you know what I'm on about. And just a quick note for you guys is you don't want to put this very light concealer on if you don't want to highlight any areas of the skin. So I'm just going to do the same step as I did and dab it right into the skin. Just to let you guys know, I've kind of done things in a very awkward way on this video. So I'll let you know as I go along, but I was having a total mix-up day with my makeup. You work it, girl. Work it. So here I'm going to go in with this Rimmel Stay Matte Powder, pressed powder in translucent, and I'm testing a new theory here of baking under the eyes with this using my beauty blender as I have with the other videos, except this turned out amazing. Literally using this under the eyes with the skin tone anyway, it looked so bright underneath it after when I took it away. Amazing. Now we're going to do the bronzer, and we're going to do the bronzer as a contour. So this is the Bourjous, correct me if I say it wrong because it's really frustrating me, the Maxi Delight bronzer for olive tans I believe it is in, and then I'm just doing the forehead and the chin, and I should have been doing the nose at this point, but you'll see me go into the nose in a minute. So also we're going to do the cheeks, and that's why I made that face, because I was like, what is going on with me? And just going in quite light because accidentally, as you can see there, I made a big mistake and a heavy load went on my cheek there. So I've had to go in with my powder brush, which has got translucent shade on it already, just to try and buff it out. You'll see me buff it out again later because, well, I did not want it that dark. So now I'm going in with that Stay Matte powder and actually using it as a pressed powder and just hiding that contour on the chin, and should have been the nose and the forehead. So we're going to leave the cheeks as well. So that pink brush that I use is a Real Techniques brush. It's really, really big, so if you have small features, I do not recommend using that brush. Now I'm going to focus on highlighting around the brow because I feel that gives it a nice brow bone, and I'm going to go with that same NYX HD number 6 concealer and use the wand to nicely go in around the brows, and I'm going to just buff it out with a beauty blender and using my finger. Either or is fine, but I'm using a bit of both so the finger can fit nicely under the eyes. So here I'm going to go in with this sleek dark, I think it's the darkest colour, brow powder, and honestly it's the best dupe to the Benefit powder I used to use. And here I'm going to go in with this blush palette. It's amazing, it's got every colour in it. It's not the most pigmented, but it's only $12.99, it's got 120 colours, it's fantastic. So next I'm going to go in Soft Ochre by MAC, so it covers my dark circles and gives it a neutral base because I'm using quite lightish colours. And then I'm going to go in with this hot pink that I'm trying to point to from the blush palette, and I'm using a flat side of a brush. This is an Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to pop that in the crease of my eyes and on the outer part, doing side to side motions on both, and we are just making sure that we first get it in the crease. On the outer part, we want to do side to side motions to really give it that smoked out effect. We're beginning to do the inside, but we will smoke it out. So just you need to keep dabbing into this blush palette, because like I said, it's not the most pigmented, but you can get it from the Blush Professionals website, and I'll link it below. And honestly, it is super cheap. I got it as a gift from a birthday a couple of years ago, and it's got every colour, and even if it's not the most pigmented, you can use it, I find, for transition colours and so forth. So now that you can see me using this Real Techniques Dulux shader brush, and I'm using a little bit of that pink shade, hot pink, and I'm buffing it out in small circular motions to make it smoked out. I've gone in with the flat brush again, the Urban Decay one, and I'm adding some more colour to intensify it, and we want to do some upward motions to smoke it out. And again, I've gone back to that Real Techniques brush, and I'm buffing it out because we don't want it harsh, we want it super smoky, super smoky. And we want to do some circular motions where necessary, and that will help bring the product up the way when you do the circular motions. So like an idiot, like I said, when I said I was doing things the wrong way, here what I wanted to do is add the Milk. This is a NYX Jumbo pencil that I'm using. It's amazing, phenomenally pigmented. Go in first with that. As you can see, there's yellow already there, but I've made my life harder by trying to do the yellow first, because the NYX colour wasn't sticking, and then it was taking me treble the time to try and get the yellow, because you want the yellow to be super bright, and we're going with that yellow that you see right there in the Blush Professionals palette. And if you do the way I did it, you're going to be there forever, as you'll see me do, because I was there for about half an hour and I was still not getting the colour on. But on the other eye, I did it the way that I told you, and it took quarter of the time. So do the Milk first as a showing, and then go in with the yellow. And with this Blush Professionals brush, it's a really fat brush, so I like it because it covers my whole lid, and it saves half the time as well from using my smaller ones. 10 years later, you can see me struggling trying to get that yellow on, because now you can see the Milk not fitting nicely. And the reason we're putting the white jumbo pencil underneath is because we really want the colour to pop, and because this Blush Professionals palette isn't the most pigmented because of the price, that's why we're needing to do this, but that's alright. So now I'm going in with the pure white from the Blush Professional palette. I believe it's right at the top centre, and we're just doing on the brow bone. So here I'm using, this is the Rimmel Glam Eyes liquid eyeliner, and we are going to do a wing. And basically I wasn't keen on this brush because, well, the brush was difficult for me, so especially if you're not a fan of liquid liner, like I'm fine with liquid liner, but even I struggled with this. I used it to get the colour, but then I started doing the lower lash and I used that hot pink again, and I was going mostly 3/4 of the way through the lower lash using my Urban Decay flat brush. This is obviously smaller than the Gosh brush that you've seen before. So now here I'm going to use this L'Oreal Perfect Slim pencil, liquid pencil, and this is great for any beginners and to get more control. We need some control with the winged look. So I used that just to help me get the perfect wing, and I went over it with that Rimmel one. So then I was just kind of going over a bit of the yellow just to intensify it and clean up any mess that I made. And I'm going in with this Glossybox pencil liner, and it's not the blackest of black, but we don't want the blackest of black because we are not focusing on so much darkness. This is a bright neon look, so I'm just really lining the waterline and not so much much further than that. So now it's mascara time before we put the lashes on. This is Revlon's mascara. So I'm going to put about at least 1 coat on my upper lash and 2 to 3 coats on my lower lash, because before I put my falsies on, and I'm going to be putting my current favourite falsies of the Eyelure number 141 lashes. So before I do that, I like to put my mascara on so it can dry, and by all means curl your lashes if you feel that works for you. Before the mascara, of course. So guys, you're gonna love this, but this palette is from eBay and it was only about £5. Phenomenal. And I'm gonna go in with that baby pink colour there, using my Real Technique sculpting brush and going on the apples of the cheeks and just above where we did that contour. Phenomenal price. Now I'm just using a powder brush to brush away that baking. Now because it's Rimmel pressed powder, I didn't have to do that much with it. It was already set in its way. And I'm going to use this sleek light contouring and highlight kit in light, and I just go wild with the highlight. I mean, I put loads of layers, I'm not gonna lie. I put 3 or 4 layers because, well, I love highlight. Highlight is life, and I'm just going wild with it. I only like to put a little dab on my nose because I don't want to emphasize my nose, and I like to put it, I'm going to put it on my brow bone to emphasize those brows. So I'm going to go and put my glue on for the lashes, number 141 in Eyelure, my fave, and I'm going to go put my lip balm on and do my lips. So while the lips are getting done, my glue should go tacky, and I could not decide what colour. I had so many pinks, and basically I went down to these two and ended up choosing Istanbul from the Nyx collection in the soft matte range, and I popped it all over my lips, not lid, and this ended up going perfectly with this pink look, and honestly I could not have chosen a better colour, I feel, and that was more suited to this look. And oh yeah, I was feeling myself. I got really happy, excited, and was having a wee bit of a dance, and then I realised, oh wait a minute, I haven't put my lashes on. So it's lashes time, and I like to just use my fingers and go for it. Hopefully I'll put a tutorial on how to do lashes if anybody's interested, so just holler at me if you want to see it, but just to save time I just put little snippets and I was going for my lashes. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and for me this was one of my favourite looks. I know I always say that, but I found it was really complimentary for my hair, for everything, and it's such a fun look, and it actually looks stunning for a neon colour. So I hope you enjoyed this again, and please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye!